Since I'm now back to preaching about soul types, which, if you guys are familiar from my prior account, this is what first blew me up. So many people resonated with their soul type scans and just knowing deep down that they were here for more and just getting that confirmation about where they're aligned and what they're here to do. But along with it, when we start getting into the synthetic souls and how we're all coded and function differently, we get our egoic spirituality crowd. All right, this is straight from the guide that I just released, but again, this is essential and everybody needs to hear. One of the deepest interferences in this realm is the concept of egoic spirituality, a watered down, feel-good ideology that teaches everyone is love, we're all one, and no soul is more important than the other. While this may sound compassionate, it is often a shield for denial, bypass, and mimic protection. Egoic spirituality fears discernment, labels boundaries as judgment, and encourages connection with beings that actively siphon or collapse true fields. This worldview is often weaponized against activated souls, especially those who begin seeing through simulation architecture. When someone calls out an NPC or names a vessel as synthetic, the programmed response is outrage. That's inhumane, that's elitist, everyone is divine. But the truth is, not everybody is. I spent so long on these teachings because it is literally the baseline of my entire content. Not everybody is coded the same. And once you're able to look around and figure out and stop trying to save everybody, how people differentiate, how they're coded differently, if they even contain a soul, you will save yourself years and years of trouble. So not everyone on the planet contains a soul, and not every organic soul contains a scroll. The refusal to truly name this is not humility, it's spiritual blindness. Many egoic spiritualists unconsciously protect the system by defending vessels that were never seeded with source. They confuse politeness with alignment and often get emotionally entangled with inversion carriers or watchers under the belief that they can be healed. This mindset feeds looped compassion, where your field is always drained while the mimic is empowered. In bypassing discernment, you're enabling collapse. Real spiritual maturity is not about blind inclusion, it's about accurate recognition. Because souls were never supposed to merge with the system, the machine. We came down here to override it. Everyone is divine is the first and biggest lie that has shielded the system. The system is very, very well informed that it cannot prevent all souls from waking up, as hard as they try. So they created a trap that looks like awakening. Egoic spirituality. This is the belief that all beings are from source, that separation is an illusion, and that labeling anyone soulless, synthetic, or harmful is judgmental and wrong. But this isn't awakening. That's the collapse code disguised as compassion. Real source stream beings must learn to discern, not dissolve into one big neutral void where good and evil are the same. The watchers, inversions, mimic-coded NPCs, they were designed to hijack real flame holders, and through the false light script, teaches you to love them through it. It tells you they're just wounded. Your judgment is projection. You need to forgive everyone, and those are your shadows. We're all mirrors. This is not the truth. It's bypass in disguise. It's ego dressed up as enlightenment, and it's one of the deadliest traps on earth. Now, there is so much information. The last point I'm going to make on here. Another key weapon of egoic spirituality is a heart field distortion. This is when your natural compassion gets hijacked and turned into an energetic leak. This looks like if you feel bad about cutting someone off, even though your body is telling you to run. You stay in relationships with obvious energy siphons because you don't want to judge. You try to heal someone who repeatedly collapses you. Have you ever looked around and wonder why all of these narcissists, why all of these people repeat the same patterns almost as if they're programmed in order to break the most empathetic, kindest, most soul-hearted people you've ever met? It's literal programming. These people don't have connection to source, so they need to feed off of your light. And this is why I scream it every time I come online. I am so sick of new age spirituality. It's a great concept until you really, really think about it. And look at the world. They're doing everything in their power to keep people constantly with energetic leakages, watching the news, seeing the horrors, the shootings, they're feeding off of your energy, because the real source-seated souls are not the ones running the show right now. Not yet.
Looks like you forgot, once again, how powerful you are.